Welcome back to the channel, Amakosi Faithful. Before we dive into today's explosive story coming out of Naturena, I need you to do something really important for me. Hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already, and make sure those notifications are turned on because the news we're covering today is absolutely massive, and you don't want to miss any updates as this situation develops. If you're as shocked as I am about what's happening behind the scenes at Kaizer Chiefs, go ahead and smash that like button to show your support for the channel. Share this video with every Chiefs fan, because this is the kind of drama that everyone needs to hear about. Drop your thoughts in the comments section throughout the video because I really want to know what you think about this whole situation. Your engagement helps us grow and bring you even more exclusive content about the club we all love. Now, let's get straight into what's happening between Luke Bartman and head coach Cedric Kaizer, because this is turning into a situation that could have serious implications for the rest of the season. Drama at Kaizer Chiefs is nothing new for those of us who follow this club closely, but what's emerging from inside Naturena right now is on a completely different level. Reports are coming through that there's a significant issue brewing between Luke Bartman and head coach Cedric Kaizer, and from what we're hearing, this isn't just a minor disagreement or a difference of opinion that can be smoothed over with a quick conversation. We're talking about a situation that has the potential to disrupt the entire dressing room, affect team performance, and create divisions at a time when unity is absolutely essential for this club. The details are still emerging, but what we know so far paints a concerning picture of what's happening behind closed doors at one of South Africa's biggest football institutions. Luke Bartman has been an interesting figure at Kaizer Chiefs since his arrival. The player came with certain expectations and was seen as someone who could contribute to the team's ambitions. However, things haven't exactly gone according to plan, and now it appears that there's friction between him and the head coach that's becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. In professional football, the relationship between players and coaches is absolutely crucial. When that relationship breaks down, it doesn't just affect the individuals involved. It can poison the atmosphere for everyone and create an environment where success becomes almost impossible to achieve. The nature of the issue between Bartman and Kaizer is what's really got people talking. Sources close to the situation suggest that there have been disagreements about playing time, tactical roles, and possibly even the player's attitude during training sessions. Now, we have to be careful here because we're not in the dressing room and we don't know every detail, but where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Cedric Kaizer, as the head coach, has certain standards and expectations for his players. He needs everyone to buy into his philosophy, to work hard in training, and to accept their roles within the squad, even when they're not happy about it. If Bartman has been pushing back against this, you can see how tensions would escalate quickly. What makes this situation even more complicated is the timing. Kaizer Chiefs are going through a period where results haven't been what anyone hoped for, and the last thing they need is internal conflict distracting from the job at hand. Every ounce of energy should be focused on improving performances, climbing up the table, and giving the fans something to cheer about. Instead, the coaching staff now has to deal with managing a potentially volatile situation involving one of their squad members. This is the kind of distraction that can derail a season if it's not handled properly and quickly. From Cedric Kaizer's perspective, he's in a position where he has to maintain authority and discipline. As a head coach, especially one who's relatively new to the role at this level, he cannot afford to be seen as weak or willing to compromise on his standards. If players start thinking they can challenge his decisions or operate outside the team structure he's trying to build, it sets a dangerous precedent. Kaizer needs every player to respect his authority and follow his instructions, otherwise chaos ensues. His handling of the Bartman situation will be watched closely by everyone else in the squad because it sends a message about what will and won't be tolerated. On the other hand, we also have to consider things from Luke Bartman's point of view. Every professional footballer wants to play, wants to feel valued, and wants to believe they're contributing to the team's success. If Bartman feels he's not getting a fair opportunity, if he believes he's being overlooked or treated unfairly, then frustration is inevitable. Players are human beings with egos, ambitions, and pride in their abilities. When those things are bruised, reactions can sometimes be emotional rather than rational. The question is whether Bartman has handled his frustrations in the right way or whether he's crossed lines that shouldn't be crossed. The dressing room dynamics at Kaizer Chiefs right now must be incredibly tense. Other players are watching this situation unfold and forming their own opinions about it. Some might sympathize with Bartman if they feel he has legitimate grievances. Others might side completely with Kaizer and view Bartman's behavior as unprofessional or disruptive. There could even be players who are staying neutral but worried about how this conflict is affecting the team's cohesion and focus. Dressing room unity is such a fragile thing, and once it starts to crack, it can be very difficult to repair. What's particularly concerning for Kaizer Chiefs fans is how this issue might be impacting preparations and performances. Football is a team sport that requires everyone pulling in the same direction, trusting each other, and working together toward common goals. When there's conflict between a player and the coach, that harmony is disturbed. Training sessions can become awkward, team meetings can have an underlying tension, and the negative energy can seep onto the pitch during matches. We've seen it happen at other clubs, where internal issues have manifested in poor performances and disappointing results. Chiefs cannot afford for this to happen to them. The club's management now faces some difficult decisions. Do they back Cedric Kaizer completely and potentially move Bartman on if the situation can't be resolved? Do they try to mediate between the two parties and find some middle ground? Or do they take a harder look at what's causing the friction and determine whether changes need to be made to the coaching approach? These aren't easy questions, and the wrong decision could have serious consequences. The management needs to gather all the facts, understand both perspectives, and then make a choice that's in the best interests of Kaizer Chiefs as an institution. There's also the question of how this situation became public knowledge in the first place. Dressing room issues are supposed to stay private, handled internally, and kept away from media scrutiny. The fact that news of the Bartman and Kaizer conflict has leaked out suggests that things have escalated to a point where too many people know about it for it to remain confidential. This adds another layer of complexity because now both individuals are dealing with the issue not just internally, but also in the public eye, with fans and media weighing in with their opinions. For Cedric Kaizer, this is a real test of his leadership and management skills. Coaching isn't just about tactics and training drills, it's about man management, about knowing how to get the best out of different personalities, and about handling conflict when it arises. How he navigates this situation with Bartman will tell us a lot about whether he has what it takes to succeed at a club the size of Kaizer Chiefs. The best coaches know when to be firm and when to show flexibility, when to confront issues head-on, and when to give things time to cool down. Kaizer needs to demonstrate that wisdom now. The Kaizer Chiefs supporters, as always, are watching all of this with a mixture of frustration and concern. They don't care about individual egos or personal conflicts. They care about seeing their team win matches and compete for trophies. Any situation that threatens to undermine that goal is going to be met with impatience and criticism. Fans want to see the club acting decisively to resolve this issue, whatever that resolution looks like. They want accountability, they want professionalism, and they want everyone associated with the club to put the team first above personal interests. Looking ahead, this situation needs to be resolved quickly one way or another. Either Bartman and Kaizer find a way to work together professionally, putting their differences aside for the good of the team, or a decision needs to be made about Bartman's future at the club. What cannot happen is this issue being allowed to fester and continue disrupting the squad. Every day that passes without resolution is another day where the team's focus is divided and their chances of success are diminished. The clock is ticking and action needs to be taken. So there you have it, the latest on the developing situation between Luke Bartman and head coach Cedric Kaizer at Kaizer Chiefs. This is far from over, and we'll be monitoring every development as more information comes to light. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss any updates on this story. Hit that like button if you want to see more content like this, and share this video with all your fellow Amakosi fans. Let me know in the comments what you think should happen next. Should the club back the coach? Does Bartman have a point? How should this be resolved? I want to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep supporting the Glamour Boys, and let's hope this situation gets sorted out quickly for the good of everyone involved. Amakosi for life.